Drague une anglophone de Concordia, sur moi elle a un kick, je lui parle en franglais avec l'accent qui agace la...
Yo, what's up? DJ White Sox, de retour pour un nouvel épisode de Mauvaise Langue. Aujourd'hui, je suis très content parce que je reçois un gars, man, je pense qu'il est trop slept on et je considère ce gars comme un des greatest producers qu'on a en ce moment à Montréal. Je dirais même au Québec, je dirais même au Canada et à l'international. On va voir ça, on va voir pour l'international, mais still, vous allez comprendre ce que je veux dire. J'ai nommé Sam AETHER ici au Dropshop. Comment ça va, mon gars?
What's good, bro? Ça va bien?
Yeah, man. Merci d'être là. Yo, on s'est vu comme pas mal de fois durant les dernières semaines.
Yeah, c'est vrai. Yeah.
So, on a eu, à un moment donné, on a visité ton studio en pleine nuit, je pense.
Ah ouais, c'est vrai.
Ouais,
puis... Vous avez pull up au rehearsal, ouais, c'est ça?
Ouais, c'est ça. Il y avait le rehearsal pour Fernie, right?
Yeah.
On va parler de Fernie un petit peu plus tard. Un grand artiste. Sam, j'ai envie que, pour les gens qui ne te connaissent pas, j'ai peut-être envie qu'on apprenne à connaître la personne avant de connaître l'artiste. Moi, je te connais en tant qu'artiste, mais je ne connais pas beaucoup de tes origines. Je sais que t'as des origines indiennes, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Et que t'as un background quand même musical. Est-ce que tu pourrais me parler de c'était comment, genre, de grandir dans un household musical, puis d'où est-ce que ça devient, ton père, ta mère, comment ils étaient impliqués là-dedans, tu sais?
C'est drôle parce que tu dis ça, mais c'est vraiment pas, c'était pas musical.
OK.
J'ai grandi avec des parents indiens. Ben, mon père est indien, mais ma mère, elle est blanche de Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Mais c'est elle qui, like, she cooks all the Indian meals and everything.
OK,
c'est elle qui fait le... Bro, honnêtement, dans la... Like, growing up, c'est chill si je parle en anglais?
Yeah.
Growing up, it was like... There was a lot of music, but it was a lot of Hindi music. Mm-hmm. Like, my grandma was an Indian classical singer. So, il y avait beaucoup de kids qui venaient chez nous pour apprendre à jouer genre du tabla and harmonium. Puis c'est elle qui... She was a music teacher. So, ça, c'était la musique in my household. It was like my grandma. Puis mon grand-père aussi, c'est avid listener de Indian classical. Mm-hmm. Le boy, genre, il joue du tabla, il joue la sitar, mais durant mon enfance, c'était jamais... Genre, je les ai pas entendus jouer. Puis, honnêtement, j'ai pas apprécié beaucoup. Only when I got older did I realize what I was missing out on and like how much I should have listened more, you know?
Yo, c'est tout le temps comme ça quand t'as des parents immigrants, je pense.
Ouais, c'est ça. Parce que I think a big focus in my childhood was like, genre, j'ai toujours aimé la musique, mais I never discovered a lot of stuff. Genre, il y avait toujours un iPod avec, tu sais, genre, les chansons de mon père des années 80, whatever, mais j'ai jamais feel. Tu sais, j'ai jamais comme catch ce qu'ils voulaient, like, they never influenced me to listen to a lot of music that way. Mm. So when I like got access to iTunes, tu sais, genre à 10 ans, whatever, the first thing I downloaded was Skrillex, bro. Genre dubstep, man. Tu sais, exactly the opposite of what everyone was listening to. Là, tu sais, moi c'était vraiment le genre le sound design, genre, ben, c'était même pas la musique nécessairement, c'était vraiment genre comment il a été capable de construire un beat avec tous ces éléments-là puis le faire fit ensemble. Ça, c'était comme, what the fuck, comment il a fait ça, man? Like, c'était insane. Autre que ça, on a grandi, mes grands-parents vivaient à NDG, fait que toutes les fins de semaine, on allait là-bas, puis on écoutait, quand on revenait de chez eux, on écoutait MC Mario. Tu te souviens, c'était tout?
What? Oui.
Bro, chaque soir, bro, à 9h, bro, le dude jouait un mix de 1 heure, puis c'était juste like du house. Just house.
Ouais.
Puis c'est ça, c'est vraiment comme quand j'ai catch que, oh shit, genre, j'aime vraiment la musique comme ça.
OK.
J'adore, like, ma mère m'a toujours demandé, like, what is the thing that, like, captivates you from that? Like, bro, I was zoning out. Like, no one could talk to me. I was like listening to MC Mario, bro. This fucking dude.
Est-ce que tu étais un enfant gêné, introspectif?
J'étais gêné, peut-être pas introspectif, mais comme j'étais toujours anxieux. Donc peut-être oui.
OK.
Mais tu sais, mon enfance, j'ai commencé à jouer les drums, genre à comme 3 ans, quelque chose.
OK.
J'ai jamais voulu jouer en avant du monde. Même mes parents, genre, ça me gênait tellement.
OK.
Puis, il y avait des moments où est-ce qu'ils me forçaient de jouer devant du monde, devant la famille, une shit. Mais bro, c'était fucked up, man, genre. Je pouvais pas.
Est-ce que t'es encore genre le genre de personne qui... parce que moi j'étais un petit peu pareil quand j'étais petit. Puis j'ai l'impression qu'encore aujourd'hui, je suis gêné genre de montrer genre les imperfections. Puis comme, tu sais, tout le process qui est un peu... genre,
shaky,
un peu shaky, genre, mais t'as juste envie de montrer, genre, le produit final, comme, tu sais, qui est rendu parfait. Est-ce que t'es encore comme ça?
Je pense que
comme ça?
more than ever, I'm like that. But I think I've learned to really just take it day by day and like live like in the moment and realize that like if all of that stuff, all that perfectionism stuff is just you being anxious about perception in the future, it's like if you keep thinking about that, then it's not going to get anywhere. Ça va jamais être parfait si tu veux que ça soit parfait. It's like an oxymoron, bro. It's like it never works out the way you want it to unless you like don't think about that, and then it's like it just works. It's really weird.
So you just have to do it and
bro,
like
that's what I'm learning right now. Like I'm no preacher. Like I'm still learning every single day. You know, I'm not at like the top of my game and being like, yeah, let me spread some knowledge on you. Like I can't do that. You know, I don't think anyone really can because I think it just gets misinterpreted a lot more than it is absorbed.
Mais still t'as beaucoup de knowledge sur beaucoup de trucs. Tu me disais, Sam, tu me dis souvent que tu connais pas grand-chose, genre à la musique.
Ouais, je connais rien, bro.
Mais justement, ce que je te disais hors antenne, c'est que j'ai l'impression que ce qui est fascinant avec ceux qu'on considère genre comme les greatest producers, c'est que justement, ils écoutent pas la musique des autres. Ils sont tellement concentrés à produire leur propre art que justement, ils sont moins ouverts à ce qui se passe autour.
Yeah.
Et ça fait des gems.
100%.
Est-ce que genre comment t'es dans le studio, t'es genre
I'll bring it back to my childhood because I think it starts there.
Yeah, okay.
When I used to listen to the radio and I was listening to like, let's say Michael Jackson came on the radio or something, I used to think that this dude produced and like I didn't know how music worked. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know that you recorded stuff and then like you mastered it or whatever it was. Like I would listen to this, catch a vibe with it and think, oh man, Michael Jackson is like the best of all time. Like he can sing, he played the drums, he played the piano, everything. Like that's crazy. How the hell did this one guy do all that stuff? And I would just focus on like when I started creating music, it was on like GarageBand or whatever. J'ai réalisé, ouais, c'est ça, tout le monde commence à GarageBand ou Audacity or whatever.
Yeah.
En tout cas, j'ai réalisé que like I could do the same thing. Like if Michael Jackson could do it and like be on the radio and influence me to do that, then I could do the same thing. So I just started like making my own shit. I didn't realize that, you know, there were drummers in the world. Like my uncle was a drummer. Tu sais, genre, then again, yes, I guess musical family, but it was never like exposed to me that way. C'était juste like, ok, genre, il joue les drums. Puis les drums étaient dans mon sous-sol. Puis j'ai commencé à jouer, right? So I didn't know, oh, you can record these drums or whatever.
Et c'est comment, quand tu as commencé à jouer à la batterie, est-ce que c'était... T'avais comme connu la théorie d'une certaine manière? Tu faisais juste... Est-ce que c'était bon ce que tu jouais quand tu avais 3 ans?
Je sais pas, mais I think that's a big part of why I was so anxious, like gêné de jouer en avant du monde, parce que I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, I don't know any theory. J'ai jamais pris des leçons. Il y avait jamais de la musique à l'école, ever. Genre, il y avait pas de cours de musique, whatever. Il y avait rien. Fait que toute la musique était faite genre dans ma tête. Like everything was in my head. I was like, damn, I have this idea and I want to get it down like on this canvas, whatever the canvas was, which is like GarageBand or Ableton or whatever. And I'm going to do my best to get it to where it sounds like what it's in my head. And a lot of the times, like, there was so much frustration because I just couldn't. I didn't have the tools or whatever it was, you know, genre, c'était comme presque impossible de faire, to like manifest the vision that I had in my head until like I started learning more about just doing it every day until eventually it's like, oh shit, this is exactly what I heard. You know what I mean?
Et c'était en faisant que tu apprenais, mais est-ce que tu avais comme des influences comme I mean, des role models que tu connais pas nécessairement et aussi peut-être des influences parmi tes amis ou comme des...
That was another thing. Like, I've seen a lot of, especially nowadays, I see a lot of kids growing up with circles of friends that also like produce and make music and make beats and like, or have musician friends or like their parents jam and stuff like that. That was never really a thing for me. So it was always like on my own. Genre, j'ai jamais fait ça pour like en influence de mes amis or whatever. Mais tu sais, j'écoutais de la musique comme Skrillex, for example. Genre, le boy il est fucking sick. Mais like I didn't want to make music like Skrillex. I just wanted to be able to like put together an idea that sounded cohesive and like that I could be like, wow, like I actually put this together. Like I used to draw a lot as a kid, and that was a big release for me. Like being able to like create my own worlds and shit like that, and like have this idea like, oh shit, this building can go there, and this. So I would draw like landscapes and stuff. And then it was like satisfying because this was something that I built out of like just doing it, and I was able to draw it pretty well so that people could understand. Oh shit, it's a building, tu sais genre. Mais avec la musique, c'était vraiment genre, j'écoutais de la musique et j'étais comme, bro, like the way that the kick hits, I need to learn how to do that.
The way it hits.
The way it hits.
Yeah.
Like, let alone find the right kick sample.
The feeling.
It's like the way that it makes you, that it thumps in your stomach type shit. You know what I mean? Then eventually you learn, oh shit, you just sidechain everything to whatever, you know, like, but that didn't come until like 17, 18. That's when like everything hit all at once. That's when I like got into the internet type shit, like Reddit.
Reddit. Yeah, c'est vrai, il y a beaucoup de posts de Reddit pour les producers là.
Nowadays, bro, there's a ton of posts for producers. Now everybody has all the tools, but when I was doing it, like, and it wasn't that long ago, but like there was not, or maybe I was just not internet savvy enough to find it, but like I could not figure out for the life of me. It took me years to figure out what sidechain compression was, but I knew what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to, like, you know, the volume goes down and blah, blah, blah. I didn't understand, genre. Tu sais, il y avait personne dans mon entourage où est-ce qu'il pouvait me dire, genre, okay, just record the piano or record, like, this drum. If you don't like, force yourself to try to find it out of, like, the Logic sample bank. Just, like, record it. Or, see, nowadays, like, my little cousin makes beats on FL, which is crazy. And he's really good, bro. He's actually really good.
Toi, t'es sur Ableton, right?
Ableton gang.
Okay.
Mais I just downloaded FL because of this kid. Like, I swear to God.
Okay.
He's mad good, bro. And, like, now at least he has me to be able to be like, oh, yeah, like, put a compressor on that. Or, like, change this chord because it doesn't feel right or whatever. Or not even, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's just like, this fucking hits. And he's like, really? Like, yeah, no, that fucking hits. Don't doubt yourself. You know what I mean? I think I was that person for me during like the first few years of making music, which is like what, de 12 ans jusqu'à comme 14, 15 ans, whatever. Genre, c'était juste moi. Like, it was all in my head. And my parents would be like, yo, say, show me the music and stuff.
No.
No,
I won't.
No, because I don't know what I'm doing. See? Then eventually you realize that nobody knows what they're doing, and that's what makes great music.
Est-ce que c'était quoi comme type de musique que tu faisais à ce moment-là?
Quand j'étais kid?
Ouais.
Well, I won't even cap with you, bro. You know when I said Skrillex?
Yeah, dubstep.
Man, bro. It was just the way that all those sounds fit together, bro. I needed, like, I didn't have any other influence of, like, doing things, but I knew that I wanted to do, like, smooth-ass shit, like, smooth stuff, and now I know, looking back, that I resonated a lot with, like, jazz chords, and especially that. And especially in house music, there's a lot of jazz.
Ouais.
There's a lot of jazz influence, soul influence, and
Ouais.
that's what, like, drew me to that to MC Mario late at night. Like, it's not all the songs that hit, you know, like I could give a shit about the club bangers and stuff, but it was like when American Boy came on, and you heard Estelle sing, you're just like,
Yo.
damn, what the fuck is
Ça, c'est
this?
mon enfance, man.
No, man, it's genre like,
C'est-
when you hear that, you're just like, there's something about that song that hits different. And bro, because it's like soulful music, just contextualized in a party mood, and that's it. That's ultimately what I wanted to convey by myself, and that's what I realized like years later. You know what I mean? Too late, if I'm being honest.
Est-ce que tu avais des frères et sœurs?
J'ai une sœur,
Ok.
Yeah.
Une sœur. Une
Yeah.
grande sœur?
une petite sœur,
Petite sœur.
Yeah.
Ok. De combien d'âge de différence?
2 ans.
2 ans. Ok.
Yeah.
Est-ce que vous étiez proches?
Durant notre enfance, pas trop, mais
Ok.
maintenant, ouais, on est
Ok.
plus proches.
Ok. So, t'étais on your own, in your head.
Ouais.
Nerding out alone for all
You know what's
these
crazy?
years.
Now that I'm thinking about this, in my childhood, at one point, my aunt lived with us, and she was the one who introduced me to a lot of the music that I listen to nowadays, like that I've rediscovered nowadays. Like when I was maybe 14, 15, okay?
Ouais.
She lived with us for 6 years and then she disappeared, basically. But she introduced me to Cypress Hill,
Ooh.
Nas, Dilla, like and I didn't know. Like
Attends,
I just listened to this shit. Like she would blast it out of her room, which was right next to mine, right?
Yeah.
And like I would that's now that I think about that, it's like that's really where the hip hop influence came from. Is like this person in my life that listened to that stuff, but I never caught the names of anyone. You know what it was? It was Pharaoh Monch, Simon Says. That was the first song I distinctly I distinctly remember. Get the fuck up. Simon Says, get the fuck up. Throw your hands in the sky. You know.
Avec le sample de Godzilla.
Bro, like, yo. Who would have thought, bro?
Allez checker ça pour ceux qui connaissent pas.
Man,
classic.
Cypress Hill, fucking Pharaoh Monch, Dilla Delights, Kareem Riggins, all those, like, that's the shit that...
Kareem Riggins, un drummer qui est aussi
goat,
producer.
Biggest goat.
Yeah.
Biggest goat, man.
Yeah. Ok, et moi, ça me fait penser... Moi, ma tante, elle m'a fait découvrir King Crimson,
Okay.
Deep Purple,
Let's go.
Led Zeppelin, tout ça. Puis,
Young? Genre...
yo, quand j'avais 12 ans, 12-14 ans, puis yo, moi, tu sais, quand tu fais... quand tu fais genre toute cette découverte-là de tout le hip-hop que t'aimes, puis que t'arrives à un point où t'es rendu à faire full circle et à retourner au sample, tu sais, au sample des chansons.
Yeah.
Yo, quand j'ai entendu le track de Kanye où il sample 21st Century Schizoid Man de King Crimson, qui est sur leur premier album. C'est la pochette est insane, là. C'est comme une...
Genre, t'as entendu ça, puis t'es comme, wait, hold on a sec. That's what... Yo, that's crazy. Yeah.
Ma tante qui a rien à voir avec tout cet univers-là, comme Kanye durant les... en plus, c'est durant la run des Good Fridays.
Yeah.
Yo, that was a good time.
When I was like 18, I like dove into like rap, a lot of rap, all kinds, but mostly like, bro, Pharaoh Monch, for real. The Pharaoh Monch was like that one dude, like the Simon Says wave, like that's what like unlocked everything for me. And then like at 18, I started to just deep dive everything that led me to the Soulquarians, Erykah Badu, genre D'Angelo, bro, goat.
Ouais, D'Angelo.
Oh my goodness.
Moi, j'ai l'impression que les artistes comme toi qui sont des beatmakers, mais aussi des producers, qui ont vraiment genre une idée précise de comment réaliser un morceau de A à Z, et aussi toi, t'es un gars qui tailor-make tes tracks avec les artistes. T'es pas le genre de gars qui envoie des
bro,
beats.
je suis pas comme Funky What, bro. Je peux pas faire genre 20 beats dans une session, bro. Le boy, c'est un monstre.
Ouais,
il est violent, le boy, man. Like, il fait genre 20 beats dans une session. Like, he just sits down, smokes his hash spliff, and he just fucking makes beats, bro. And they're all bangers.
Ah, il fume du hash, ok. So, c'est pour ça que...
C'est ça son secret, bro.
Non, parce que moi... Non, je dis ça parce que, genre, tu sais, toute ma vie, j'ai vu comme ces artistes-là, genre, fumer du gros weed. Et je suis comme... Moi, quand je fume du weed, je suis pas capable, genre, Mais le H, c'est un petit peu différent.
Le boy est marocain aussi. Like,
Ouais,
like-
ok. Ouais, c'est vrai. Yo, shout-out Bezinaza aussi.
Yeah,
son
bro.
frère, qui est un des artistes que j'aime le plus à Montréal.
Hell yeah, bro.
Ok. Yo, tu parlais justement de comment est-ce que tu t'entendais et tu filais la texture des sons. Et je crois que c'est quelque chose qui te différencie des autres, c'est que tu as vraiment conscience de comment le son il va être reçu par les auditeurs et tu n'es pas juste en train comme de gosser sur ton programme avec tes automatismes de producer
Ouais,
à placer genre tu sais, à placer visuellement parce qu'il y a beaucoup de producers, surtout ceux qui sont sur FL Studio, j'ai l'impression.
Shit.
Qui
The shit
sont...
talking starts hard. Let's go.
Yo, mais je suis pas et moi les gens vont penser que je hate sur FL, mais c'est juste un autre feel. FL, tu sais, c'est des petites cases que tu remplis.
There's a
right?
lot of good shit to
Yeah.
FL. Like, there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of type of music that it'll take you far longer to make in Ableton than in FL. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
actually, most
Absolument.
of trap.
Absolument.
Like, yo, you know Ninth Wonder?
Yeah.
You know what he used?
FL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't have guessed.
Mais c'est ça, le truc, c'est que FL, j'ai l'impression que ça sonne plus électronique, plus ordinateur.
There's no difference in the sound.
There's no difference.
There's no decap debunked it.
OK. Explique-nous, parce que moi, j'ai l'impression...
Oh, yo, no. Bet. There's a lot of misconception around this shit. Okay.
OK.
FL sounds good because a lot of the times in the stock templates, there's a limiter on the master.
Okay.
The limiter is like a brick wall. It won't let sound pass
Mhm.
through. So a lot of the times when, let's say, a quote unquote amateur producer will start making a beat, they'll load in a sample like a kick and a snare and a hat or a hi-hat or whatever, right? And those sounds are just not going to be loud enough. So they're going to say, okay, let me make them louder. They crank it. And what happens then is that technically it's too loud, but the limiter won't let it pass the threshold, right?
Mhm.
So what happens is you end up with this like louder sounding like mix off the bat
Mhm.
because there's this soft clipping that's happening, which is like, I don't exactly know how
Le
to
clip,
explain.
c'est quand ça sature. Là.
Ouais, genre,
C'est dans le
imagine,
rouge.
genre legit,
Ouais.
genre le son, c'est comme, it's sound is literally getting cut. And then like, it depends, is it a jagged cut or is it like a soft cut? C'est genre, c'est ça. And a lot of the times, good sounding clipping is soft clipping.
Mhm.
So like in FL, that's a big reason why people like it, is because there's just that's why they say FL sounds better, is because the way that the workflow makes it so that louder mixes get like crushed in a better way. And Ableton doesn't have that. Pro Tools doesn't have that.
Dans Ableton, tu dois l'ajouter.
You have to
toi.
add it. But I think that's the point. It's like you can get the same sound. You can get the exact same sound. But the fact is, you didn't start your beat that way. The workflow didn't work that way. So now you're conscious about, I want to make it loud and soft clip it. So now there's like levels of like overthinking that go into your process. Fait que là, genre,
OK.
ouais, bro,
Ok,
c'est pour ça,
ok,
like all
ok.
the best trap music is made in FL because
Yeah,
when you decide on
absolument.
sounds and you hear this sound and it doesn't work with it, it's probably because it's clipping. And if it works when it's clipping, that means you get like, you get good choices. Like you make good choices. You know what I mean? That workflow allows you to make like better decisions on what fits together. You know what I mean? Which is really like, I think that's the benefit of FL.
Mais donc j'ai l'impression que vu que tu as plus de contraintes, parce qu'il y a plus d'automatisme, parce que ça...
In FL Studio?
Yeah. Vu que t'as pas à genre te soucier de comment ça va clip,
Ouais.
comment ça va être loud, genre t'as moins de trucs à penser.
Yeah. So you just think about the music. You're just thinking about the sound.
T'es dans ta box, puis
C'est
genre,
ça.
t'es concentré sur ton truc, fait que ça va faire un différent son. Moi, j'ai l'impression que les producers qui sont plus dans des trucs soulful, puis comme un petit peu plus comme rond, genre, puis chaud, ils sont plus sur Ableton Parce qu'ils doivent avoir plus de contrôle, ils doivent penser à plus de détails.
To each their own. Everybody has their own process. I think it's less about the actual software that you use and more about like the way that you make the music and the decisions you make. Because like, you know, I started on Ableton expecting to sound like on FL. And then I just learned Ableton. But if I had started with FL, I guarantee that I'd be making the same music now, maybe even better. You know what I mean? Just because there was that, I didn't need to think about the sound. But then again, maybe I wouldn't be the sound designer that I am today without that, you know? Because it allowed me to experiment and like discover, oh, that's why. Like most people don't know that FL, or like, I guess that's an overstatement, but like people don't know that FL has the soft clipper. They just assume that it sounds that way, you know?
Et tu me dis, c'est D-Cap. D-Cap, c'est un autre gros producer
Yeah,
qu'il
sound
faut
designer.
découvrir. Sound designer, comme toi aussi.
Good guy.
J'ai envie, peut-être qu'on parle de Oasis Music Library.
Yeah.
Shout out D-Cap. Yo, il y a plein de producers comme ça. Allez sur Twitter, les gens, tu sais. Allez checker c'est qui les Twitter guys, les DBAC, les
Eloquent.
Ouais, on écoutait du Eloquent tout à l'heure. Gros producer de Toronto, right?
Yeah,
Toronto.
yeah, bro. The guy needs to come out here. He needs to come out to Montreal.
Il est déjà venu. Il est venu au Blurry. Au Blurry back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
The MX Live.
Yeah, il avait fait un beat set sur son iPad.
Bro, for real, c'est ça.
Et des années après, il y a Madlib qui dit que yo, les beats que j'ai fait dans les 10
Tout
dernières
sur le
années,
iPad, bro.
c'est
Tout sur le iPad. That's what I'm saying, bro. My dude's not using FL or Ableton.
On s'en fout.
He doesn't give
mais
a
on
shit.
on s'en fout pour vrai. C'est juste que moi j'essaye de... Ah oui, juste avant qu'on parle de Oasis Music Library, j'ai envie que tu me... Est-ce que c'est quoi qui se passait dans ta tête au moment où... Tu sais, le awkward moment où, genre, tu sais que tu as envie de commencer à faire de la musique, faire des beats, et tu es comme, OK, quel logiciel je choisis? Quel logiciel je download, je crack?
So, here's...
Partage-nous comme le process, parce que je pense que les producers qui nous écoutent, ils vont aimer.
Facts. When I was a kid, I didn't know what company my dad worked for. Like, I didn't know what he did for a living. And it was only until I was like knee deep in GarageBand and like just producing on GarageBand that I was like, oh, Logic is cool. Like, I want Logic. Then I asked my dad for Logic and he was like, no, just download Pro Tools. And I was like, fuck that. Why would I download Pro Tools? I want Logic. Like, it's just like GarageBand. It's easy. And it's like, I already know how to use it. Puis le boy était comme, bro, I work for Avid. I work for Avid Pro Tools shit. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, it's too professional for me. Flash forward.
Bah oui, parce que t'as envie de te séparer de tes parents puis comme d'avoir.
Not even that, bro. I didn't know what the fuck Pro Tools was. I just knew that it was like too professional. Tu sais, genre, tu vas pas utiliser un Red camera, tu vas utiliser un DSLR. Tu sais, genre, but you just don't know what the difference is. But really, you could use the Red camera if you wanted to. En tout cas, basically. Flash forward, il m'achète Logic. Biggest like gift ever. Parce que j'ai utilisé Logic pendant genre 5 ans peut-être. Après ça, j'étais comme, bro, there's so much shit that I'm seeing on YouTube about Ableton. I need to get Ableton. Like, it's $800 though. It's like so expensive. It makes no sense. So, like, again, my dad's like, why don't you just download Pro Tools? This and that. Puis là, at this point, I was just like, yeah, but it's like super complicated to learn and shit. Like, it's like, you know, and I'm not sure. So, like, pendant, je pense que it was like a birthday gift or something. M'a acheté fucking Ableton, bro. Genre, le boy, c'est un goat. Like, shout out my dad, bro. Because my dad knew, like, he's like, tu sais, beaucoup de parents, especially immigrant parents, they won't, like, the music thing is like a fever dream. It's like oh, you know, yeah, you can make music, but like, you know, go to school and study type shit, which was the case. But at the same time, I didn't realize that my dad worked in the software music industry. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't and that's why he was so lenient about like buying these productive gifts.
Mais
you know what I mean?
Qu'est-ce que tu étudiais en même temps, en parallèle?
I was not studying. I was fucking doing whatever. I was in high school, the worst high school ever. Félix Leclerc. Pas de shout-out à Félix Leclerc. Fuck that place, bro. J'ai rien appris là-bas, bro. J'ai fucking... Fuck that place. Anyway, après ça, j'étais allé à John Abbott College. J'étais allé dans un programme random, genre media, whatever. Genre, j'ai étudié comment faire la cinematography and like filmmaking and shit. But for real, genre, je connaissais déjà comment faire du filmmaking. Like, there was always that kind of like aspect to my life. Like, I always edited videos and shit like that. Genre, tu te souviens, c'est quoi YouTube poop? You remember that shit? No. Nah? That's a fucking deep dark hole in the web. Like, if someone knows what I'm talking about, I used to edit that shit. Yes.
C'est un site?
The pre-court... No, it's what memes used to be.
Okay.
I swear to God. That's where, like, maybe not where memes came from, but, like, that's what it used to be. And I used to edit those little, like, videos. I never uploaded them, again, because, like, they were so funny that mine weren't as funny, and I was just trying to emulate it, blah, blah, blah. Let's go. Back to the conversation. Basically, like, I get Ableton, and then at one point, I realize, shit, I need Pro Tools. Puis là, mon père est comme, here's Pro Tools. And then that's when it clicked in my head. I was like, yo, this dude fucking works for Avid. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy.
Ouais,
On some nepotism shit.
Tu grandis, puis t'es comme, yo, I don't give a fuck what my parents do.
Yeah,
genre,
exactly. And then...
Tu t'y intéresses même pas, puis à un moment donné, genre, ça fait juste du sens, genre.
Yeah. But for real, I owe it all to him because at one point when I was like, j'ai comme full lâché l'école, I was just not going to school. I was just like fucking honestly smoking weed and not going to class, and I was making beats all the time. And then the music started to kind of like propagate a little bit in the local scene and shit like that. Genre, je faisais la musique avec Fernie and some other dudes that I won't name, but like, you know, like, you know, like it started to kind of not take off in the most literal sense, but just like there was a community now. Like I wasn't alone doing it. So now there was like a vision. Now there was like there's a way out of the hood type shit. But like we're in the fucking suburbs, bro. Like y avait rien we didn't have to worry about anything. There was a lot of safety. There was a lot of like comfort. But that always made me like, shit, like we don't belong here type shit. Genre, j'ai jamais fit in avec personne. Like on our block, we were the only immigrant family type shit. Tu sais, c'est le type de shit où est-ce que you just wanted to get out in some way. So I escaped with music and like making music and like creating my own worlds in that sense. So c'est ça. And then I forget where I was going with this, but
it's all good.
Yeah, bro. Download Ableton.
Yeah.
Download Ableton. Get Ableton. Get the light version. Or download FL. One of those two. Don't get Logic. I love shout out Saran because the dude can fucking make it work. But don't get Logic, bro. Don't get Logic. A lot of people are going to hate me for that, but just don't get Logic.
Oh, man. So, j'ai envie qu'on parle de Oasis Music Library.
Yeah, bro.
Moi, je pense que je t'ai découvert à travers les loop sessions.
Yes.
Je pense ou alors, genre, quelques semaines avant ça, comme... Ah non, c'est ça. C'est mon petit frère qui me parle de « Yo, il y a un gars, il est fucking dope, il s'appelle Sam Eater. Go check his page. » J'étais comme « Ok. » Puis là, je comprenais pas trop ce que tu faisais, tu sais. Et, mais j'ai quand même follow parce que quand mon petit frère, il me recommande des trucs, je suis comme « Ok. »
Shout out, bro. Shout out.
Il a pris le temps, genre de... Parce que mon petit frère, c'est un digger comme moi. Mais quand il me recommande un truc, c'est qu'il sait que...
Shout out, bro. Il m'a passé le lob.
Yeah, c'est ça. Puis, quelques semaines après, tu curates un crate pour les loop sessions.
Yeah, yo. So that was my second loop sessions. Like, yeah, the first one I went to was off of a recommendation from... I knew that's where Funky What used to go to like meet people, and I wanted to meet new people in the city and stuff. So I went to this one... event that they held at like it's in a Vieux-Port comme there's like an area with a lot of sand. I don't know what it's called, genre.
Ah, village au pied du courant?
Ouais, peut-être. Je me suis...
Ah non, mais c'est pas au Vieux-Port, ça.
It's not, maybe not Vieux-Port, but it's like actually it's down Lormier.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like anyway.
Okay.
Like I went there. It was fun. I met some people, met Dr. Mad and all them. They're cool. Like I was just like, this is like a cool community. But I never like dove into it. I never like was part of those sessions. I was like honestly just in my own head type shit. And then after that, they kind of like, they were just like, yo, what's up? You want to like curate a crate? And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, genre, je fais ça, fuck yeah, let's do it. And like, yeah, Oasis Music Library, man. Home team.
Est-ce que tu peux nous expliquer c'est quoi?
Oasis Music Library is a sound library that me, Nico Orok from LA, and Nico Orok is really the one who created the whole company, the whole idea, the whole structure. He's the one spearheading the ship, so to speak. And yeah, like during the pandemic, I was on this I was on Twitch a lot, just like fucking around and just watching Twitch stuff. And that's when a lot of producers, a lot of beat makers were like doing their own Twitch thing. And Mix by Ali, Kendrick Lamar's mix engineer and like really close friend and everything. He's more than a mix engineer for sure. He did his own Twitch with his platform Engineers. And
Engineers, E-A-R-S, tous les producers, même les musiques.
Honestly, what a good platform. This dude, like, so...
Allez follow ça sur Instagram, c'est trop intéressant.
The platform is crazy because he created the first, or from my understanding, the first platform where anyone, given the right amount of money, could go and hire the best mix engineers in the world to mix their own songs, given that the project is good. And I think that's a big, like, I've struggled with that for so long because I didn't know that mix engineers existed. Again, like, I was in my own head. So I just started mixing everything. I was like the mix engineer. I was the one mixing all the my friends' projects and stuff. Then this platform came about just before the pandemic, maybe late 2019. And then the pandemic hit, so it kind of took a hit. But it also kind of flourished in that sense because it meant that the mix engineers could work from home and still get paid and still make, and it was like just the beginning. So they were, you know, doing some PR and stuff, and they did a Twitch, right? So it was like a beat camp. And there was no one in the Twitch except for me and like a few, maybe like 12 other people. And they were just like, yo, send loops and stuff. And I had never done that before. I had never like made
Mix
loops.
by Ali, entend ton loop.
Okay, yeah. So I send the loop. Ricky Riera opens the fucking like folder. They press play on one of the drum breaks, and everyone explodes in the room. And they're like, "Yo, what the fuck? This is fucking crazy!" Fucking a boss walks in the room. Schoolboy walks in the room. They start rapping. They start making a song. Blah blah blah.
OQ.
Yeah. And then Zachary. Shit, bro. I don't want to butcher his name. Anyway, shout out them. Shout out. They kind of just like, they put me on in that sense in front of those 12 people in the fucking Twitch chat, including everyone that was in the room. And I was just like watching this on my phone. I was like, the fuck is happening right now? Genre, yo, actually utilisé mon loop. Genre, ils font une chanson live. Like, what the fuck is this? That's crazy. I should do this more, right? So then I go on Instagram, puis je follow tout le monde. Je connaissais personne, right? Je follow tout le monde. Je comme, yo, thanks. Like, thanks for using my loop, this and that. Everyone follows me back. Puis je comme, wow, like, humble ass people. Like, what the fuck? There's no ego there. Like, they're just like on some like perception shit. Oh, you think TDE, you think, oh my God, the biggest rap label in fucking the West Coast, especially from someone from Montreal, to come, shit, larger than life, you'll never get there. Just to come, you realize these are all fucking people who are just like you trying to make music. And that's like, ça le clique quelque chose dans ma tête. J'étais comme, bro, what the fuck? Genre, c'est vraiment juste des dudes.
Yo, est-ce que tu as vu cette entrevue de Mix by Ali qui dit qu'il mixe les albums de Kendrick en mono? Je suis comme, what
I
the
fucking
hell?
believe it, bro. Because
Comment tu fais ça?
simplicity is so key, bro. Honestly, like, why complicate your life with two speakers?
So pour ceux qui comprennent pas la différence entre stéréo et mono, stéréo, c'est genre...
un speaker ou genre...
mono, c'est comme, t'as l'impression que le son, il sort d'un trou, genre. Il n'y a pas comme de... Il y a pas de c'est pas spread, le son dans tes écouteurs. Alors qu'en stéréo, c'est spread, fait que c'est comme HD dans tes
bro,
oreilles.
C'est ça, c'est exactement.
Mix by Ali, le engineer de Kendrick Lamar pour tous ses albums, il mixe en mono. So, genre, il y a moins de
I know that
dimensions
there's
shit.
like, when you mix anything, you have to reference in mono. Because if it doesn't work in mono, it's not like there's not going to be
Mais c'est ça,
translation in stereo.
C'est ça, c'est pour ça il y a les artistes qui disent ils ont le car test parce qu'il faut que
Yeah, it
il
has
faut
to
que
translate.
ton track il sonne bien dans toutes les circonstances.
Yeah.
Surtout aujourd'hui, ben il y a beaucoup de gens qui ont des earpods. Les earpods, t'as comme c'est flat là, le son comparé à des bons écouteurs.
I don't know how much truth there is to he mixes the entire record in mono. I think that his process might start with mono. I didn't really listen to that interview. I remember hearing about that, but like c'est peut-être plus like he probably starts his process in mono, makes sure everything's leveled, and then after that he probably starts adding stereo width and stuff like that, which makes for a better mix. Ultimately, bro, every record ever was kind of mixed in mono in that sense. Whoa, big thing. Anyway, no, like back in the day, bro, stereo was just like when stereo was invented. It's not a crazy invention. It's just that it's just two speakers instead of one. So everything before that was mono. You know what I mean? So and it sounded great. It sounded good. It doesn't sound tinny. It doesn't sound like small. That's just how music is.
Ouais.
And then stereo was like, shit, we could add width to it. We could put the drums on the left and the piano on the right and make it better. You know what I mean? And make it separate. The whole point was when you listen to it in your living room, you could have the bass on one side and the piano on the other. Maybe there's separation. It's like, then eventually people realize the relationship between those two sound sources is like your ears. See? Your ears hear in like this, like you can hear what's up, down, side, back, you know, and then eventually, see, like stereo, that's all it is. It's just the relationship between your ears and playing with that.
So, Roy, shout out Roy, ton manager, il m'a expliqué que pendant cette période-là,
The pandemic?
Ouais, vous étiez tous les jours sur Twitch.
Tous les jours. Ouais, c'est Roy qui m'a vraiment. Roy was the one who like sent me the engineer's Twitch and he was like, go watch this. I was like, that's crazy. He told me about the platform and I went to go look at it. And then that shit happened in the Twitch chat. One of those 12 people happened to be Nico. Nico Orok.
Ouais.
Like one of my best friends, closest friends. And this dude, bro, hit me up like the next day and he's just like, yo, do you make samples? Like, do you make loops? I'm like, no, I don't make loops. He's like, do you want to? And I was like, I guess, you know, like, what else am I going to do with my fucking days,
donc
right?
Donc, t'as dit non, et il a quand même posé une autre question.
But he was like, do you do this already? Because, like, he assumed because I sent a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I just, like, exported only the drums for my songs type shit, you know? And then he was just like, well, I'm, like, starting this thing, Oasis, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, fucking bet. Let's do it. I didn't know who this guy was, like, it was just like good energy off the bat through an Instagram DM type shit.
Nice.
Puis là, c'est comme, yeah, bro, like, on a juste commencé à faire du international, interweb collaboration. One thing led to another. We ended up making a drum pack with Miko. Actually, Miko Farkash, big drummer
de Montréal.
De Montréal. He was the one that helped me make the drum loops in the first place. Like we had made like a few songs like a week before the whole Mix by Ali thing. And those were the drums that I exported to go and send because I was like, I had never recorded drums really before like that. And then I started recording drums with Miko because he's a drummer.
Yeah.
And then, I sent those and then I hit him up. I was like, bro, Schoolboy Q's on your, you know what I mean? Like, and Miko's like, what the fuck? So I involved him immediately. I was just like, yo, like, let's do this drum pack together. Let's just like try this out. Fuck it, right? So we did, and then it was a fucking wild success. Like our video, like I made a video for it. Again, video editing was like my forte and shit. And bro, like that shit exploded.
Yeah.
Everyone, like, because I had already made like the Instagram connection with everyone in the room with TDE, bro, everybody loved that shit. I sent it to everyone, you know, like there was a lot of good feedback from that pack, Layers 1. And even before that, Nico had released...
Le premier, c'est Layers que t'as fait?
Oasis, the first drum kits at Oasis were just Nico, and that was Hidden Scrolls Volume 1 and 2. And then after that, it was Layers 1.
Okay.
Because we were expecting to make more.
Okay.
So Layers was like, the whole concept was we already made, like the way anyone makes beats is that they layer things. So when we made drums, we like did the drums and then we layered a percussion loop and then we layered something else. So we just called it Layers because that's just how we made the shit. Then we exported the layers, made them unique, and then, you know, put it in a drum pack. and people bought that shit. And it's been like, that's what really fueled everything since the pandemic.
Roy, il m'a dit que t'es souvent genre dans les top selling drum packs à chaque fois que t'en sors. Fait que congrats on that. Genre c'est cool de pouvoir. Puis j'ai l'impression que tu fais quand même a decent amount of money.
I'm not gonna spit no figures, but I don't need to work a job type shit.
T'es confortable.
Yeah, I'm comfortable, but at the same time, you know, at the time I was living with my parents and stuff, I didn't have any bills to pay.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not a living, but it's enough to be able to make rent. You know what I mean?
Nice.
At least if we put in the effort every month. Because I think the main thing is that, you know, the first one exploded, the second one did really good, and it's always like a peak, and then it goes down, and then it's a peak, and then it goes down. You know, like, it's never consistent, especially an online market. That basically the entire reason it did really well was because we did it at the right time. With the right leverage. You know, like if Mixed by Ali didn't repost the video, and then it got reposted by other people and other people and other people. See, if no one was on their phones because of the pandemic, nobody was doing shit, then nobody would have saw it. Nobody would have seen the whole thing happen. So nobody would have tapped in. Nobody would have had the money because of CERB or like government subsidies to be able to purchase the pack in the first place. You know what I mean? So because of that, we gained a lot of leverage, and then we just like used it to our advantage, built up our social media, all this stuff. And at the same time, I didn't realize how connected Nico was. I think that was a big part of it, is that like bro is like really the king of his own territory. And like he's building an empire. We're building an empire together right now. It's just like, it's working, bro. It's just like every day there's something new, and it just never stops.
À un moment donné, je pense que t'es allé le voir à LA.
Yeah, I've seen him
faire des sessions avec lui.
Yeah, dude. I'm going back there in April. It's going to be great.
T'es allé combien de fois?
I've been twice to go see Nico.
Okay.
Yeah, the first time it was like a fucking fever dream, bro. I'd been to LA once before with my dad, and like this time it was just like I went there, fuck it. My boy Housefly was going because he had like done this thing with prescription, and like he was going to have a bunch of sessions over there. So I was just like, this is perfect. Let me just go. It's like split a hotel room type shit.
Yeah.
And we went to LA, and I just linked up with Nico every day. I was just having sessions, you know, just beat making, meeting his friends, meeting new people and everything. But it wasn't until the second time that I really, really dove in and met his friends. And like he introduced me to a lot of people. And you know, it's been just up, bro.
Comment ça fonctionne? Tu m'as un petit peu expliqué, mais comment ça fonctionne la scène de LA, parce que c'est très particulier.
It's very different, bro. It's like there's a lot of music politics over there.
Ouais.
It's just like, the way I see it is there's like red team and blue team. And I won't, like, just for the sake of the argument, I'm going to give a bad connotation to red team and a good connotation to blue team. So like blue team is good, red team is bad. And when I say bad, I don't mean bad people or bad artists. I mean bad business. I mean people like les gens qui vont crosser. Les gens qui vont, like, the people who are going to take points just to take points, or like not try to build a ship but try to build their own ego, or, you know, fall into pits of like self-absorbed, like I want this for me, instead of trying to like appease a community or like help a community grow. And I think blue team is the team that I fell into. And of course I have a veiled perception of it because I don't know, but like just based off of the energy of the room, based off of like the people that I met, it's like when you can see like human first, that's what's like great about Los Angeles, because you have like such a variety of both, of like the good people and the bad people, because everyone is there. Like everyone that you love goes to work in Los Angeles. Maybe not lives.
Tous les artistes que vous
everyone, bro. Everyone from the East Coast to like everyone goes to LA. New York is very, very much like, you know what? New York is somewhere that I have to go still. Like I can't speak on New York because I don't know what it's like, but I'm assuming it's kind of the same thing. But LA is just like everyone's there, pop stars like from every genre, blah blah blah. There's a lot of just like blue team writes for red team,
Yeah.
Red team fucks over blue team.
Mm-hmm.
And like at the same time, blue team does shit for free and for the love and blah, blah, blah. Red team doesn't do shit for free. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the magic of LA is like when you find the middle
And red
ground.
team doesn't pay blue team.
Red team,
Also.
you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I've heard some stories
Yeah.
and like of some people who are close to me as well, who like got fucked over. And like when I was in LA, you know, of course I'm excited. I want to meet everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, Nico, let's have like this person over. And bro's like, no, don't invite him here. And I'm like, shit, it really is like that. Like I get it though. Like before I would have just been like, yeah, let me just be happy and like, you know, like share my creation with everyone. But Nico is like the person who really grounded me and made me realize that, bro, like you need to know where you are. Like you can go and work with red team type shit. Like for example, go and work with red team, but just know that they're going to fuck you over. Or like know that it's not the same. It's not the same business practice.
Yeah.
And I'll put like the entire pop industry in red team. You know what I mean? Like the people who will really like, shit, am I going to name drop? You know, like the Dr. Lukes, bro. Like the fucking, like all those dudes who like they make incredible music. They're probably good humans, but their business practices are like negligible. Like nobody in hip hop wants to work with the pop people. You know what I mean? And it's like kind of the same back and forth. And of course, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But like, this is what I've seen.
De ce que t'as vu.
You know what I mean? This is like what I experienced over there.
Ok.
Yeah.
Ok. Et puis, j'ai l'impression que j'aimerais peut-être que tu me parles de, je sais pas, comme stratégiquement, en fait, comment ça fonctionne de connecter avec des gens à LA, parce que j'ai l'impression que c'est...
It's not easy.
Il faut que tu aies une connexion. Genre.
Nico,
Pas juste comme out of love, tu DM whoever.
you can if you're good at what you do.
Si t'es top tier.
Yeah, like, but bro, I would not consider myself top tier. Like I would never try to be like, yeah, like I'm better than the last person. I think it's literally about time and place. Like I would not be going to LA if I hadn't met Nico.
Yeah.
And it's not even because of the drums or whatever. It's if Nico hadn't been a grounded enough person to be like, yo, like I really fuck with what this guy's doing. I don't care about like if he has 900 followers and I have 16,000 or whatever, you know, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like when there's a loss of ego, when you just are doing it because of like specific creation and just like love for it, that's where you'll find, like that's the only reason I'm there is because of Nico type shit. But other than that, you know, like, see, j'ai des amis at LA, but I don't think I would have ever DM'd them to be like, yo, let me like come over and make music with you, because it just wasn't like that. Like I knew that they maybe were in a different business. They're in red team. They're like doing the pop thing and like they're trying to fulfill contracts and like make rent and all this stuff. It's not that Nico's not trying to make rent, but it's just that first be a human.
Yeah.
Then let's do business. You know what I mean? And that's what I've realized about hip hop, especially. It's all humanity. It's very minimally like on some like contract business bullshit.
Même les gros artistes que tu as rencontrés là-bas, tu considères que
I would say,
dans Blue Team.
Absolutely. Even if like, you know, like it's I think Blue Team is just about the way that they carry themselves generally as humans and like what they value and like have what their morals are just generally with music, especially because, you know, you could be an asshole and still make great music.
Yeah.
You could still be in Blue Team. But I think the whole thing is if you carry yourself with like just like confidence and you're just 100% honest with your intentions, even if it is to make money and to like, you know what I mean, get the pop song and all this shit.
At least on n'est pas surpris, puis tu vas pas te faire crosser.
You know, at least you didn't write a song for someone and then they delete your fucking lyrics just so they don't have to give you points.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't that like, we can acknowledge that that's crazy, but like, how can they do that with a with like a sound moral conscience? Like, how can they be like, yeah, this is fine, I'm gonna go to sleep? What the fuck? No, bro. Absolutely not. Nobody wants to work with you after that. Like the grapevine, the word spreads. You know what, bro? Montreal is very much like that. That's why this place is a dark hole, because there's so much money in music here, all the grants, all the government subsidies, everything, that people just get too involved in it. People get too greedy.
Mhm.
But on the flip side, there's so many great musicians that have the potential to change that.
Yeah.
But they just keep getting fucked over.
Mhm.
They get paid out instead of lead their own projects, instead of like, you know what I mean?
Puis ils s'en vont, ils font de la musique avec les gens à l'extérieur. Parce
What
que-
do they get in return?
Ouais. Ouais, j'ai eu comme globalement, j'ai eu des meilleures vibes avec les producers, les beatmakers que les vocalists ici.
There's a reason for that.
Ouais.
Because the producers actually create the songs and get used by the vocalists. The vocal, like, and not to put them in the box, you know what I mean? Of course, there are, but like the best vocalists, the best rappers, the best singers are also producers
Right.
of their own music.
Right.
They also curate it, and they don't just lead their creation through ego
Mhm.
and through like vanity. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just like a means to fulfill an identity or an ideal that they're trying to, you know what I mean? They're not trying to be like, I'm that person, I need to be that person by any means. It's like, no, you're gonna be that person if you just are.
Mhm.
You know, like, you can't be something you're not,
Mhm.
type shit.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of vocalists fall into that category.
Right. Est-ce que tu peux me raconter une anecdote
I know exactly what you wanted. I know exactly what you want.
Tu m'as raconté une anecdote qui involve deux artistes quand même connus. Est-ce que tu peux nous raconter?
Okay,
Parce
so-
que c'est assez... En fait, c'était...
It's,
Je pense que c'était assez... Cette situation-là était assez symbolique de comment un gars comme
Oh my
toi,
God.
genre, qui part de rien, qui part de Montréal, puis
My
qui
first
arrive
introduction to LA.
et qui commence à genre s'habituer à comment ça se passe là-bas. le
Yeah, the
business.
first time I landed in LA, I go to Nico's studio, and like maybe the fucking second day, we're in the studio. The second day, bro. Like, I land there. I'm not jet lagged, but like I'm just like, wow, there's palm trees. That's amazing. Puis, the second day, bro, we're in the studio with Huey Briss, which is a collaborator that Nico worked with a lot before. And Huey is like a great rapper. He, you know, we're just writing, we just meet each other, we're talking. We talk, like, I think a lot of the sessions are more talk than actual music, which is better generally, because then you get to know the person, you know.
Ouais.
So we're just talking, we're just like, you know, writing some shit, playing some chords, blah, blah, blah. We end up making a little beat. And then, you know, Huey starts spitting on it. It's great. And he gets a call from Jazz Cartier, who I had always known about. And like, I never actually, like, I listened to his music. I remember his Hotel Paranoia. I think.
Ouais.
Like, that was like like, I remember my old friends used to bump that all the time. And I was like, yeah, Jazz Cartier. Like, I knew the name type shit.
C'était son prime quand même.
I think so. I think so. I like his other shit, but I think that was like his real like magnum opus for now. You know, I'm sure that there's gonna be better shit. There's gonna be more shit. But yeah, so Jazz Cartier pulls up, and I'm like, this is cool. Like, cool. What's up? Good guy, great guy. Like, just good vibes all around. And we're just talking. We're just fucking like he starts writing to the track. He's like fucking with it. It's like on some like Dilla, but like olds. I don't know. Like it was just like a vibe, right?
T'as juste dit Dilla, puis on est...
Ouais, c'est ça.
Nice.
So yeah, they're like writing to this track, and then Huey gets another call, and he's like, "What's good?" Blah blah blah. This and that. I didn't realize who it was, and then like Buddy pulls up to the studio, which is
Buddy.
crazy. Like I was just like, oh, I remember Buddy from the Dreamville album that came out in 2019, and in this moment, I remember Nico telling me, like, Nico knew that like I had never seen like a remotely famous person in my life type shit. You know what I mean? So, and I think shout out to me, because I didn't actually feel like I don't want anything from them. Like I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't owe anyone anything. Like, it was just like, oh, these are humans type shit. Because I knew Nico and I knew his vibe, and I was like, anyone that surrounds themselves with Nico has to be the same. So it's just like on some human shit, genre, LA's just different in terms of like how you act with one another. You know what I mean? Everything is like, it's chill until like you say one thing and then you get fucking clowned. So this is the story. Buddy, Jazz Cartier, and Huey we're all sitting there. We're making a beat. We're making a song, and all of a sudden, my little fanboy kicks in, and it goes like for the first time. It's like we're together. We're just talking. We're eating chicken. Blah blah blah. And all of a sudden, I'm just like, people in Montreal need to know that I'm doing this right now, or else it's just gonna be stuck in my head. Yeah. So I don't know, and I hate that feeling because it's like it's so conflicting.
Yeah,
you know.
Ouais.
On some ego shit, to be honest. Like, and I love that I can recognize that, and that I could be like, this has never happened. It's never happened again after that. But basically, I was just like, okay, let me like take an Instagram story. But like, I'm overthinking this so much that I'm like, shit, maybe I should be polite and ask. Biggest mistake, bro. I don't know why the fuck I did this, bro. I was just like, I could have just taken the Instagram story and then that's it. It would have been fine. But instead, I'm just like, yo, y'all okay if I take an Instagram story? They all look at each other. This Canadian motherfucker, this and that. Bro, they start clowning me, bro. It was like, yo, holy shit.
Puis Buddy, c'est un gars genre qui a comme beaucoup de self-esteem. Tu le vois, mais juste tu le vois dans ses vidéoclips, t'as pas envie que ce gars se moque de toi.
Oh my god.
Tu te fais
the jokes, bro.
Genre.
It was awesome. Like, I just asked for it, but like it was like the moment I did it, I was like, why the fuck did I do that? Like, that made me seem so Canadian, outsider. Like, damn, fuck. But it was funny. Everyone was laughing. They were like laughing at me, but I was like, yeah, this is fucking funny.
Mais tu me disais que ton boy Nico, il avait.
So he flipped the script on it, and he was the one that was like, don't worry, guys, he's just Canadian.
Yeah. Parce qu'ils auraient pu genre garder cette image-là de toi forever, puis comme à chaque fois que tu rentres dans une pièce,
it would have been the like that dude that tried to take an like the smallest thing. You know what I mean? It was just like, but my like, I don't know what the word is, vanity maybe, I don't know, like that little like, it was like a slip up of like, I want the world to know I'm with these guys, you know, and like just that little bit of like insincereness goes such a long way. Like, so that's why I'm so happy that Nico was able to kind of like appease the situation with a joke, because that's just like, he has such a good sense of humor. He was just like, man, that's just the Canadian in him. And I was just like, shit.
Oh, man.
But good time, bro. Like, after that, Buddy offered me a piece of chicken, and it was all good. It was all love.
Yeah.
But,
Yo, shout out aux ailes de poulet de Buddy.
Shit was funny, bro.
God damn.
Shit was funny.
Yo, les gens doivent un petit peu connaître tes collaborateurs, parce que tu as collaboré avec beaucoup de monde. T'es un gars...
Yeah.
Je me demande comment... Est-ce que tu arrives à dormir? Genre, tu es très, très productif.
Am I?
Il n'y a pas beaucoup de choses qui sortent de beaucoup des sessions que tu fais.
Yes.
Puis souvent, c'est genre, tu t'aides quelqu'un. Puis... Mais de tout ce que tu m'as fait entendre la fois où je suis venu à ton studio, je t'aime. Genre, il n'y a pas beaucoup de gens qui travaillent autant que toi. Genre, j'ai l'impression, même si tu feels que tu peux...
Well, shit, man, if you're saying that, I guess it must be true. I still feel like I'm not doing enough, but I think that's just the imposter syndrome acting up.
Ouais, absolument.
I think that's the same for everyone.
Ouais. Est-ce que tu peux me parler de... Est-ce que t'es pas juste dans le hip-hop, t'es aussi dans le R&B, t'as des proches collaborateurs qui sont extrêmement talentueux que les gens doivent connaître.
Yeah, bro.
Je pense à Fernie et...
Yeah, man. This year, 2022, was like a real, like, eventful year. Or, like, sorry, this last year, 2022, has been, like, a really eventful year. Everything bad, everything good. Like, it's just been a real, like, reset. My entire friend group changed completely. So now, like, my best friends are, like, Saran, Zach Zoya, all these guys, Yuki, Miko Farkash, Nico, fucking, all these dudes that, like, are making really fucking good music. Like, that's, I think the big change is that, like, not to diss everybody that I've been working with before, but it's like, finally, bro. Finally, people who actually have standards and can actually, like, work diligently to achieve them. It's like, damn. that's so refreshing.
Yeah.
Like I'm just there vibing like I am in LA. You know what I mean? Like it's so much fun just to be around people who love the music that they're making and that, again, aren't trying to chase that like dream in that sense of like being the best rapper or being the best whatever. Even just like, oh, like how do we get out of Montreal? Like that whole thing is so that's what kills the music. You know? So now I'm finally in like this great group of friends where like, you know, the tree grew and the branches fell off. And what's left is just like the strongest branches. And that's like, yeah, I'm working a lot with Saran, who's an amazing, I know a lot of people in Montreal don't actually know who Saran is, but he's like, he's very low key, but he's very high key as well. Like, bro has more followers than anyone in this entire city.
Allez écouter le dernier album de Zach Zoya sur certaines des plus grosses tracks. Il y a Saran.
Saran, yeah. Bro's like one of the best producers, musicians I've ever met. 100%. Zach is one of the best lyricists and best like singers I've ever met. Like these guys write songs in their fucking sleep, and they've taught me so much. So I'm eternally grateful. Actually, you're gonna interview Zach a little bit later today. Yeah, bro. Like, other than that, Fernie, bro. Fernie's day one. This dude, we've been working together for fucking years. And
Vous êtes allé en France récemment.
We went to France recently. We're going to Brazil next week. Yeah. Sao Paulo. I'm excited for the heat.
C'est fou.
As you can see. Yeah, bro. Other than that, bro, Magi Merlin.
Yeah.
Bro.
Faut
shit, man.
Yeah.
We made a few things together. I brought her to Saran's house at one point. We made like this incredible song with Saran, like one shot. Like we just press record and we recorded the whole thing, one shot with Funky. Man. It was insane.
Yo, elle est genre, décris-moi comme la personnalité de Magi.
The Magi.
Elle est comme,
you know what?
Elle est vraiment spéciale.
We got close very recently, and like, I mean, this year actually, like last year, sorry. Yeah, like she's so loving.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to describe it. Maybe she's like she's eccentric, and she's very like human. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to describe it. There's just like, again, it's like the same vibe in that I feel in Los Angeles, where like there's more human than anything, and that's what makes great music. That's what makes, like, I feel comfortable writing songs with her. I feel comfortable sharing my life and like my experiences with her, and I think she feels the same way as well. And like, it's just like, damn, she can actually convey her emotions through her songwriting and through her voice and through her singing. And she also, like, I don't think she'd credit herself with this, but she's a very good producer. Like, not beat maker, but she can produce. She knows what she wants. You know what I mean? And I think it's the same for Fernie as well.
Nice.
Fernie's like just past a great vocalist, great singer, great songwriter, but he can really like see where he wants to go with it. Like it's almost a movie for him. Like he's making a movie, he's not making a song. You know what I mean? Other than that, someone I linked up with recently is Sun. Shout out, bro.
Sun?
Tu la connais pas?
Non.
Dude,
no.
Everybody needs to tap in with Sun, bro.
Comment ça s'écrit?
S-U-N.
S-U-N.
Bro, she is like one of the best singers I've ever met, period.
Okay.
Period. There's like three best, no shade to anyone that I don't include on this list.
Biaisé, par contre.
I'm 100% biased, but that I've met personally, that I've worked with, the three best singers that I've met and worked with are Sun, in no particular order, Sun, Fernie, and Joseph Lemercier from LA.
Okay.
Dude, these, like, fuck, holy shit, that I've met, right? I haven't met many people, right? Compared to maybe in the next few years, I'm definitely going to meet a lot more. Bro, man, like, she's completely, like, unknown by Montreal, but she's known everywhere else, bro. She has, like, 500,000 monthly listeners, millions of streams, blah, blah, blah. Not that means anything, really, but it's more like, where is she? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, I think she was in Chicago for the longest time, or something like that. But we've been making some shit.
Elle s'est établie à Montréal récemment, là?
She's from Montreal.
Okay.
Yeah, she's from Montreal, and I think she's working with Dappy a lot, and those.
Yo,
guys.
Dappy, man.
Shout out, bro. Yo, he was with my boy Nico, like literally yesterday, at the selection camp at Hard Pink.
Selection.
Shout out Selection.
Yo.
Shout out Joe K.
Les gens doivent revisiter Selection et tout l'héritage de ce que ça a donné. Pas juste les émissions, là, parce que ça, c'est juste...
It's just, bro, Selection is so much more than just music.
Il y a des gens qui... Dude, c'est fou. Genre, j'ai entendu des gens qui m'ont expliqué que quand ils ont commencé à faire des beats et ils voulaient que ça sonne comme du Selection.
That's me, baby.
Yo, ça a tellement influencé, genre...
I didn't know who K-Tronada was before. I listened to Selection. That's how I discovered K-Tra. And like J-Rob. And fucking Sango, Esta, all these guys. Nico. I didn't even know. I didn't even realize. And it's like, yeah. Then it comes full circle years later type shit.
Yeah. God damn. À partir du curating d'un DJ, d'un selector, juste l'oreille de ce gars influence la façon dont les gens produisent. C'est quand même fou, genre. Puis c'est juste un random guy, genre.
Bro.
In his basement qui a commencé ça, genre.
Yeah, shout out Andres and Joe. For real. Taste
Joe K, allez checker ça. Par contre, j'aime pas trop ces transitions, mais c'est un DJ talk qu'on aura.
DJ talk, bro.
Oh, bro. Yo, transitions. Yo, les fucking DJ à Montréal, man. Fuck you guys. I hate you.
That's something I
still love you.
I gotta start DJing. You can teach me some shit, bro. I don't know how to do it.
Man.
I mean,
I could.
It's kind of straightforward to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But like, I want to do vinyl. I don't want to do like just normal CDJ shit, bro.
Miko, il
yeah.
Un DJ set là la semaine prochaine.
C'est vrai.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro.
Ah, j'ai quelques autres questions à te poser.
Vas-y.
J'ai envie que tu me racontes des anecdotes surtout.
Tell me.
Il y a une photo vraiment drôle de toi et Nicholas Craven. c'est qui a mis les légendes là qui a ajouté le texte sur la photo?
C'est sûrement Roy.
C'est Roy.
Actually, wait. Pause. I really, really hope Boldy recovers very swiftly. Bro,
Boldy James.
We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
Bro, my heart sank when I saw that post. Nick, he posted on Twitter like that.
Il y a eu un accident d'auto.
He went into surgery. And like now he's stable, but like, bro, my God. Fuck. Pray for Boldy. On God.
Yo, artiste, rappeur de l'année 2022, c'est Boldy.
Honestly. Yeah, shout out Craven and Boldy, bro. They put out the most amazing project. Fuck, bro.
Yeah, man. So, c'était...
that picture.
Yeah. So, c'était assez drôle parce que...
So, we're playing M for Montreal, which is a delegate festival, blah, blah, blah. We're at...
Sur le même line-up, il y avait Fernie et Craven.
Craven was ending the night with like a set.
Yeah.
And we played... I forget at what time, maybe 9 o'clock. It was the craziest fucking night ever.
Avec
like
Patrick Watson.
With Patrick Watson. That was fucking crazy. Nobody expected that. We kind of hit it in the back.
Yeah.
Shout out Pat.
Qui a amené son piano.
Bro, oh my God, man.
Son fucking piano.
I swear. It sounds so good, man. It sounds so fucking good. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, like his he had a tuner come in and tune it for 1 hour. And it was crazy. Anyway, there was no backline. So I had to like literally like 25 minutes before we were done sound check, I had to go find a drum kit. So I went and I blah, blah, blah. And I saved the night with the drum kit because every other band had to use the backline too. Anyway, I'm exhausted at the end of the night. I go downstairs and I'm like, I don't know, I'm smoking or something in the green room of the Belmont because for some reason that's the only one I've ever been in Montreal that you can smoke in or whatever. And like, not that I'm a big smoker, but like I was exhausted, stressed out.
Yeah.
Nick comes and sits next to me, and we're just kind of talking. Shab pulls up. Like I hadn't met Shab until then, so I was just like, "What's up? What's going on?" And then, like, I don't know who fucking took that picture, bro. Maybe Roy, but like it's so cheeky, man. Because I'm the drum guy, right?
Yeah.
And he's the drumless guy. So it was.
Photo incroyable. C'est un des derniers posts que tu as mis sur Instagram. Allez
It's
voir
so
ça, c'est
good,
vraiment drôle. Quand on connaît vos deux parcours puis vos deux univers,
Yeah,
on est comme...
it's funny. I still think like they're gonna.
Yo,
they're
il a
gonna-
beaucoup de respect pour toi, puis toi, t'as beaucoup de respect pour lui.
Bro,
so
man, like I love his
Right.
music. I love everything he's done, and he's worked with a lot of like people that are somewhat close.
Mhm,
Like in terms of Nico,
mhm,
again, falls back to the king himself.
mhm.
But bro, like shout out. I think they recently got the cosign from Earl and like Alchemist and shit. Earl DM'd Shab, I think.
Earl Sweatshirt.
Shout out, bro.
Man, one of the greatest.
I can't wait to go to Uncle Al's, bro.
Yo.
It's gonna happen.
Uncle Al,
Uncle Al.
Alchemist, le goat,
Yeah,
le
man.
goat. For me, hein,
Oh wait,
for greatest.
my aunt showed me Alchemist, and my aunt.
Yo, shout à ta tante, man.
Wait, bro. Okay, I'm gonna be extremely not PC, but it makes sense for this whole thing. She was my uncle, right? And her name was Alain, so that was my Uncle Al. That showed me Uncle Al.
Mm.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Incroyable.
yeah.
Incroyable. Ouais, so, mais c'est ça. Et yo, est-ce que je peux le dire,
Yeah, go ahead.
le EP
Le EP.
que tu m'as montré?
Lequel?
Je vais pas dire qui y a dessus. Le EP que tu m'as montré au studio. T'avais fait un EP genre...
Oh, in like 45 minutes?
Yeah.
The one I just made like randomly?
C'était genre...
Avec
que
Zach and,
ouais,
Sohan.
ouais, c'est ça.
Yeah. Oh,
Oui.
yeah, bro. 1
Ok,
a.m.
So, les gens doivent savoir que Sam Eater, c'est also un des meilleurs sur ce drumless shit. On dit beaucoup, even though...
Oh my god.
Non, I gotta say it. Yo, les textures qu'il y avait là-dedans, puis comme... Mais justement, t'es un gars de texture, puis c'est ça qui fait qu'on aime le drumless. C'est parce qu'on est comme, yo, it's just the feel of the sample.
Yeah. It's the like, yeah.
Tu peux travailler comme...
What I love about drumless though is that it's like almost pure emotion that you're just translating as music. There's like no frivolous shit to make it sound like it should sound or whatever. It's just, this is what it is. Like, this is the part of the song that you dug for, that you found, that you fucking could listen to for hours. That's a special fucking moment. That's what Craven does right. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of these motherfuckers do right. Like, that's what I like to do, but I like to play my keys and all that shit like that. But at the same time, there's nothing as good as like finding that fucking loop.
Yo.
You know?
Yo.
It's insane.
Et j'ai hâte que tu sortes ça et puis que les gens l'entendent. Puis le flow de Zach là-dessus,
Lamborghini, the car that yeah.
God damn.
Holy
En tout cas,
shit.
les gens vont
With
voir
that,
un
the
jour.
frivolous things.
Oh man. Puis aussi une autre personne qui a collaboré avec toi, Ariane Moffat. Encore.
Shout out Ari, bro. That's my dog, bro. Like,
Your homegirl.
that's my dog, man. I fucking love her, bro. She's awesome. She has a nice fucking studio where I used to work with Mark Bell. Mark Bell is another one of my great homies, bro. I'm about to see him this weekend. We're about to finally work on each other's projects and stuff. But yeah, bro, shout out Ari, bro. We did this theme song for a show that's gonna come out called Le Zénith, and it's like, I had never made that kind of music ever before. Like, it was on some like Martin Garrix, like.
Mais t'as appelé toi.
Bro.
T'as appelé toi parce que c'est que t'es un producer.
Yeah.
T'es pas juste
But
un beat.
but what's crazy about Ari is that like now she's kind of out of her songwriting bag and she's like focused on production. Like, she has the whole lab.
Ouais.
And like, we just went in there, we just chilled, bro.
Sur son profil Instagram, il a dit, je pense sa bio, c'est genre, sorry si je suis occupé, je suis au studio.
Yeah,
Genre,
she's
en
actually
mode studio rat.
yeah. No,
J'adore
for real studio rat, and it's like the nicest studio you'll
Ouais,
ever
ouais.
fucking set foot.
C'est pour ça que c'est une légende, c'est que elle arrive à s'adapter à l'époque, puis juste à comme renouveler sa façon de créer de la musique.
Yeah, Yeah.
Tu sais, comme, yo, moi, j'écoute encore Montréal tout le temps.
Ah, ouais, bro.
Mais comme...
You know, what's crazy is that I didn't know who Ariane Moffat was until I met her.
Hmm.
And I think that's, again, like, I don't know shit, bro.
Ça, c'est Sam. Il comme...
Bro, it's the same thing with a lot of people, bro.
Le contact, lui, alors qu'il les connaît même pas.
I think that's okay, though. I think that is better,
I know.
to be honest. Because imagine if I had known everything about Ariane Moffat,
C'est ça.
and then, like, I don't think I could have pulled up on her at le Gala de la Disque and be like, yo, what's up? You have a cigarette for me, bro? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, like, it's good to have homies first. You know what I mean? And that's such a interesting homie to have now looking back.
Un dernier truc dont je voudrais parler, c'est un tweet que quelqu'un a fait à propos de toi.
Hein?
Quelqu'un a dit que t'étais le Montreal Marc Irébillet.
No, what?
Oh non.
No.
Excuse, le Montreal de Count. Sorry.
Yeah, you know who said that?
C'est qui?
Le Count. The Count said that.
Le gars a dit genre, ça c'est comme mon partner spirituel, genre, à Montréal.
I love that guy.
Yo.
Yeah. Shout out Cole, bro.
Et après, grâce à ça, je pense Marc Rébillet a vu le tweet puis t'es allé genre backstage
Okay,
avec
no.
lui. C'est quoi l'histoire?
Other way around. Actually, so Jamvis, shout out Jamvis, another one of my great homies, legend in the fucking Montreal scene. Very slept on. But this dude needs to fucking release more music, man. Come on, Jam. I know you got it. Anyway.
Jamvis, bro, il y a 10 ans, quand j'ai commencé à tap in dans la scène...
C'est lui, bro.
C'est lui. Tout le monde parlait de lui comme d'un des meilleurs.
Yeah, bro. But he is. He's one of the fucking goats, man.
Yeah.
And like, so Jamvis knows the Count.
Mm.
Like, they used to be really close when the Count was studying here in Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was, like, it wasn't because of Jamvis, but it was like the Count and I kind of followed each other on Instagram and all this shit during the pandemic. And then after that, eventually, Cole had a show in Montreal at La Place Belle in Laval.
Yeah.
And like, Roy told me about it, and I was like, bet, let me just hit up let me hit him up. So I was like, yo, you have a show? And he's like, come pull up. Here's like, tickets or whatever. So we went, and then I was like, yo, Jam, pull up to the show. And Jam also reached, and Cole brought us backstage, and we were just kind of chilling this was Marc Rebillier's show in Montreal, right? So we were just chilling backstage. We were drinking fucking, I forget what it was. Was it Coronas? I don't remember. But what's the other Corona? Like the small one? Anyway, whatever. It was a specific kind. And we weren't allowed to bring the bottle in the venue. Anyway,
okay.
There was something weird. But like, we were just watching Mark's set from backstage, watching these like 20,000 people jump, and they all had like robes.
Yo, mon coloc était à ce show-là.
Yo, that's hilarious, bro. Hilarious. So yeah, it's just me, Jam, Count, and Roy. And we're just chilling. We're just drinking and like watching this crazy eclectic show. And then all of a sudden, people hand us confetti cannons.
Mm.
So we're just like, oh, fuck, it's getting real. So we're in front of the crowd. The crowd's roaring and everything. And I was just like, this is fucking surreal, bro. What the fuck is happening? Pop off the confetti cannons at the last song or whatever. And man, it was crazy. After that, we just went back and we had like 5 tequila shots with Mark. There's a video on my Instagram of us just cheersing. And like, everyone in that room was so lit. I drove there, bro. I didn't drive back, but I drove there. Anyway, actually, Roy drove my car to his place because he lives in Laval. But anyway, point is, we got fucking lit. We went on his tour bus. We were just kind of partying all night until like fucking 3 a.m., whatever it was. Cool night. Very cool night.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like after that, I think after, or maybe it was before actually. But yeah, like Count was like, when I met homie, his friends called him the Count of Montreal, which shout out, bro. Shout out. I fuck with his drums. I fuck with everything he does.
Yo.
Shout out him, Kalen Ellis, Cartoons, Kiefer.
Ok,
Yeah.
ok. More. Faut que les gens écoutent ces
shit,
gars.
man. All these people that we named. There's like hundreds of people.
Oh, man. Cette scène, genre, beatmaking, producing,
Yeah, bro.
comme, qui ont très, très penché sur l'instrumental et tout ça.
Oh, man.
J'adore.
Some of the greatest, bro. Some of the greatest to
J'adore.
ever do it.
J'adore.
Facts. Another dude is Topaz Jones. This dude is fucking amazing, bro.
Mhm.
I met homie in LA last time I went. Talk about multifaceted, bro. Producer, everything. Like,
Ah,
yeah, it's fire.
Yo, Sam, merci beaucoup, man. Genre, allez checker sa page, allez checker ses shit. Il y a des trucs qui s'en viennent. Moi, j'ai hâte que tu sortes ce EP-là.
I have one last thing.
Yeah.
For anyone that goes to LA from Montreal, this is a very, very important thing, okay? This is a teaching moment for me. This is like the buddy thing, okay?
Yes.
When I went there last time, I met Jordan Bryant from Spillage Village, and I dapped him up like this, right? Like a Montrealer would. Oh, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Watch and learn. Ready? Pop, lock. That's it. Okay? I had to learn that the hard way, so don't learn it the hard way, okay? Just do it like that. That's it. That's all I have. That's my only piece of advice.
Yo, Sam. Sam AETHER, man. Yo, Mauvaise Langue, Sam AETHER, DJ White Sox. Shout out à Fat et la sonorité. Shout out Dropshop. On est là, man. Peace out. Yo. Insane, bro.